Hello, welcome back to another update of AI Assist. And we got a few things this week done. One of them is the output formatting for code quality reports. So here's an example of a merge request. And there's still one bug that's related to code quality reports itself, which I want to spend some time on. I already asked for help and the ticket has been created. That is this part. Now it says no changes to code quality. It often says failed to load. But ideally, I've seen this happen, it would just state what has changed. Regardless, let's go to the pipeline because the pipeline failed because I introduced a change that is not permitted. And we now have the code quality report here available. So if I click on it, we can find all of the code quality issues. In this case, there are two. One is a blocker and one is info. This will not trigger a failed pipeline, but the one that is more concerning is verify that build arcs don't contain sensitive information. In this case, it's API token, which shouldn't be there, probably. Now, the other thing is that if we go back to the merge request and we go to changes, it should load here. But that's the weird part. I've seen it do this often, but for some reason, sometimes it doesn't. There seems to be a bug somewhere, and now it thinks that there is no report. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Let me know. So I was able to scrape a bunch of Docker files from GitLab, and I just searched for Python from Python 3, and that gave like 80,000 results. And that seems great, but GitHub only allows the first 100 pages. So I created a script that would get those Docker files and store them locally. And I did that for Python 3.6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. However, you would expect then to have 4,000 or 5,000 files, but I only got like 1,200, which is far from enough to do any meaningful training. So if anyone has an idea on how I can get way more Docker files, maybe we can access them directly from GitLab. I don't know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find an alternative. I was thinking about reverse building Docker files, so looking at Docker Hub, seeing what are most common, most popular Docker files, Docker images, and retrieve the Docker file from those. I don't know. We'll see. At least I'm going to be able to test these Docker files and see if Docker actually passes on them. That's also what the next step for next week is. I'm going to add a feature to format a Docker file and a feature to correct errors. So for example, what I mentioned earlier, the build arcs, like this is insecure code and this is secure code. So we can just easily change that based on what was insecure and what is secure. So I want to add that and format the file so I can actually format all of the Docker files that I'm collecting to be actually representable against each other. So we have normalized data that we can actually use for training. That's it for this update. See you next Friday. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.